What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay. I'm going to do some more work on my 2010 Cadillac Escalade. This time I'm going to do the rear suspension. I did a video a couple months ago on the front suspension. I put the MagneRide back in it just like factory. I showed you guys all that. I knew I had to do the rear suspension at some point. So now today's project is going to be doing the rear suspension. I have the rear shocks OEM and I have a Dorman air compressor that I'm going to put in. I bought all this stuff on Amazon. It's pretty much the best price you can find. I will put all the Amazon links in the description. You guys can get all the parts off Amazon, so it's easy and it is very inexpensive compared to bringing it to a dealer. Doing this work is really not that big of a deal as long as you have some mechanical abilities. So if you guys have got some quotes for a couple $1,000s from the dealer, you guys can probably do this in your driveway just like I'm going to do today. Once again, just like the front, this is probably one of the biggest problems with the Cadillac Escalades when you buy them. This has the magnetic ride control Z95 suspension. I am putting the OEM stuff back in. I did not want to change it and have to do anything else. So this is all the stock stuff just like you'd buy. So hopefully this thing will ride as good as it was when it was new. So here are the two shocks and the compressor. These are OEM AC Delco shock. I got these on Amazon. Like I said, the link will be in the description for these parts. This is the air compressor. I bought a Dorman one. There was some good reviews on it. This is probably the thing I'm taking a risk on the most because obviously it is, you know, a Chinese made air compressor, but I haven't had an air compressor work on this car for 2 years since I've owned it. So at least this will work, and with the new shocks, I'm not gonna have to worry about burning up the air pump because the shocks are new and won't be leaking air anyways. So hopefully that will last. It comes with a plug in case you have to do the earlier ones. Like I said, this is a 2010 Escalade, so I think this is this plug that I need to use anyways, but it does come with an adapter if you have the older one. So those are the parts right there. These are gonna be real simple to do, you know, 2 bolts, 1 on each side, and they should come out. You have to jack up the car, obviously, to do this, so just make sure that you guys are safe with the way that you jack up your vehicle and put on jack stands and all that. Just wanna make sure that you are following all the safety ways to do this. So I'm gonna get that up in the air and then we'll start taking off the parts. So I jacked up the back of the car and I have it on jack stands pretty level, and as you can see, this left wheel is touching the ground and the right wheel is up, you know, 3 inches. If you watch my suspension video on the front end, it was the same thing. I had one shock that was locked up and it was a horrible ride and making a lot of noise. The back end of this does not ride good either, but I didn't think one of them was locked up. But as you can see, this right side is probably locked up, which is giving me a horrible ride, which is why I'm going to do, you know, the rear suspension. So as you can tell, this is what you want to look for. If you jack up your car and you see that there's an issue like this, then you do need to replace your shocks. So I'm gonna get the wheels off and then we'll get into it further. Like I showed you before, these are the new shocks. The airbag right here, you know, the rubber is really nice. There's no leaks, no tears or anything. And I'm gonna show you guys what mine look like right now. This is the driver's side, and as you can see, this is totally torn, ripped. Obviously there's no air that's going to be able to be held in there. All oily, greasy. You know, this thing has not worked in a long time, which I knew when I bought it. But these are the types of things that you guys need to look for if you're buying these, you know, used with a lot of miles. If it looks like this, chances are the shock does not work and you will need to replace them. So if you're paying a lot of money for them, I would definitely look at this closely to see if you need to put this type of money into it. So that's the driver's side. This is the passenger side. This is the one that is locked up. There's a tear right here. It doesn't look as bad as the other one, but obviously it is not, you know, compressing all the way. So I'm gonna take these out right now. There is a nut and bolt on the bottom, and there's one at the top right up here that you can see if you pull the splash shield away. You have the airline right here, and then you have the electrical connector right here that just pulls off like that. The airline has a plastic clip that you can pull up, and then you can pull it off like that. You know, as you can tell, these things are filthy and have not been, you know, working in a real long time. So no wonder this thing does not ride, you know, like it should when you hear about riding like a Cadillac. So I'm gonna, you know, get these unbolted and get these out of the way. Here are all 4 shocks. As you can see, the 2 in the middle, the old ones, that's pretty obvious. You can see how bad they are, and you can see how locked up that one is. That was on the passenger side of the vehicle. I actually didn't know that it was locked up. This thing always, you know, rode bad, especially going around corners and hitting bumps, and that is probably why, because one side was actually, you know, moving and the other side wasn't. So compared to the new ones, that's what it should look like. There's 2 bolts, they're 21 millimeters. Both the nut and the bolt are 21s, top and bottom. So you just have to have the right assortment of ratchets and extensions to do this. The top mount right here, if you have a 6-inch extension, you can go around the frame rail on the other side and then get to the bolt. The bolt comes from the frame rail side, and the nut is on this side. You can get to this nut easy, you just have to pull the splash shield away a little bit. So 21 millimeter, both the nut and the bolt, top and bottom. You do have to jack up on the rear end to, you know, loosen up the tension on the shocks to pull out the bolts. So that's out of there. So one thing I want to point out, this is not an air ride suspension, this is an air leveling suspension. The air does nothing more than level out the back end when you put too much weight in the back. A lot of people think that this is actual air ride, but the shock itself is a regular shock, but then it has the top air leveling suspension. So if you guys are looking at buying one of these cars that have this, if you don't hear the compressor kick on, that's a major telltale sign that something is not right. But if you look at the bags and there's any rips or holes in it, it is not going to work, just the air leveling suspension. But if you see all this grease and, you know, junk all over it, then I would highly suggest you guys just go ahead and replace your shocks, because there's obviously going to be something that is not correct about them. You can pretty easily tell when they don't work because it does not ride good, just like this one doesn't. So with the new shocks in here, new air compressor, everything should be working good. If it does not work good for the air leveling, then I have something else that is an issue, but I will find that out after I do all this. Right now on this side, this is the driver's side, this is where the air compressor is. I'm gonna pull this out. It comes with this whole frame and everything, so it all comes down as a unit. There will be an airline connector and an electrical connector on there to undo. So that's the next thing. I'm gonna get that done and out, and then we'll take a look at that. Here's the old compressor. As you can see, this thing is corroded, it's opened, it's completely junk. I'm guessing this didn't work for years before I bought the car. Like I said, I've had it for 2 years. This has probably been bad for many more years than that. So that's the compressor out. It's got 3 bolts. It's got this nut that goes in the frame, and then it has these 2 right here that go on the outside. I'm going to show you in a second. You don't need to take them all the way out because there's holes in the frame that this lifts up and out of, but that's what it is. There's 3 13 millimeter nuts on here. This is what it looks like from the back bumper. These 2 holes right here, you can see how the compressor bolts go in and then they slide down into the slots and tighten up. There's the other one is right there. To get to that nut, you have to go from the back side and through the frame rail, but you can do it with a 3-inch extension and a deep socket, so it's not that big of a deal. You can see how rusty this is, and everything came out just fine anyways. And then you have the electrical connector right there, and then you have the airline right here. There's the vent to take off also. So all that, and then it just goes in those 3 holes right there and slides in. So that's both of them together. Like I said, this is a Dorman one. I got it off Amazon. I'm gonna take my chances with it. It was, you know, a pretty good price, and the reviews weren't bad at all. So hopefully at least it lasts a couple years, maybe longer. You know, if you're got the brand new shocks and it's not overheating and running too much, then I'm sure it will last, especially if you don't tow things every single day, or you know, load up the back every single day with stuff. So this should be good. I'm gonna put this in now, put this in first, tighten this up, get all the electrical connections working, and then I will install the shocks. All right, this is the passenger side. This was the side that was locked up. It's all installed. 21mm nut and bolt down here. Same thing at the top right there. Go through the other side of the frame with an extension. Got the electrical connector and the airline connector right there. This is looking good. This is what you want to see if you're trying to buy one of these. You want to see a nice clean shock in the back. Same thing on this side. The airline connector, it's all tight. We got the new compressor in there. There it is. Looks nice and clean up there. I don't know why they had to put it in a spot where it's going to get covered with you know, road grime and salt and everything if you live in a, you know, snowy state from the rear wheel. But it is new. It's right up there. Got the old stuff out, the new stuff in. I'm going to put the wheels on it now, take it for a shakedown run. Everything should be good. Everything should be working just fine. Next time I load it up with some stuff, I'll make sure that the air compressor runs. That's pretty much it. It really doesn't take long to do. It probably took me 2 hours because I was making this video, but usually I would think it would take about an hour to actually do all this work. That's why if you guys are getting, you know, huge money quotes from dealerships, you can do this right in your driveway. It's very simple, especially if you weren't doing the compressor. If you're just doing the shocks, you know, it's real easy. So all the part numbers and all the links for everything that I have in here will be in the description. You guys can buy all the stuff right there off Amazon. If you guys have any questions or want to ask me anything about this job or anything else to do with these Escalades, be my guest. I will get back to you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more Escalade GM full-size stuff. So thank you guys. I will see you next time.